Good evening, everyone. I'm Professor McCoy. Welcome back. Sorry for the delay. Kids were taking a little while to get into bed. We'll see. We'll see how we're doing. I may need to step up at some point, but I think we're all right. Anyway, welcome back. Welcome back to Kingdom Come Deliverance. What's going on here? Hold on. That's weird. Hold on, I'm having some connection issues. Yeah, controller. Yeah. Do a quick reset, hold on. There we go. Oh. Did it again. It's just resetting. Hold on. Give me 1 second. Let me check. Oops. Wrong thing. Wrong thing again. There we go. Let me check the other end of unfathomably long cord I have here. There we go. Looks like it's fine. I'm gonna keep an eye on the. I'm gonna keep an eye on it. Anyway, should be all right. Sorry about that. All manner of delays to start night, but here we are. Let's get back into it. Anyway, I had a wonderful first day of class today. We went through syllabus and that sort of thing. Basically, just going through what we're going to be going through. It was a wonderful, good time. Oh yeah, I did not have much of a chance to go back through and look for the bodies that we left strewn about here somewhere. That's a rabbit. Hey, Mutt. See if you can find it.
Let's see what you can sniff out here.
See if you can find them. We'll see. I don't know. Let's see what he sniffs out. If it's bodies. Oh no, he's just gonna sniff out the campsite. Oh well, that's fine. Thanks, buddy. That was a good boy, I guess. Already found this, but thanks anyway. 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 Anyway, I've had like I said, I had a wonderful time going through things in class. I think it is going to be a good semester. I've been doing some, oh, here we go. Here's some of them. Not much worth taking. There's it should be a very good semester. I am looking forward to it. I have basically combined a lot of the things that I've done in the past to do something a bit beyond it all. So so given that I've taught this class before, I've taught this this intro to ethics class before. It's a hybrid of hate that term hybrid with respect to the class structures because of the horrors of the hybrid format of half on Zoom, but it still applies here. So the hybrid of meta ethics and applied ethics, it's a little of both. And so the primary text, as I've talked about before, is Ralph McInerney's Ethica Thomistica. And that is, like I've also talked about before, really quite the ambitious text for me to assign to intro gen ed level undergrads. But again, I think that we can handle it, going through it carefully and discussing as we go. But we're going to need to go through carefully and to discuss as we go. This is certainly not something that can just just sort of that we can just sort of wander on through and hope for the best. This is going to take a good deal of very careful study and analysis on behalf of, on the part of my students and even me to an extent. I'm gonna have to put in a good deal of effort to make sure that everybody is following along. But I do absolutely think that it's worth it. I think that it's an incredibly rich text. It's an incredibly rich text that solves a lot of what a lot of modern ethicists think of as almost intractable problems. It basically does the wonderful thing of basically just dismissing the is-ought gap. It addresses it. It does address the Humean problem, but it addresses it by pointing out that there is really no such real problem no such real problem connecting ought to is, or deriving an ought from an is, if we go Humean. If you're not familiar with this problem, or I would say pseudo problem, it is essentially that the idea is that we this is an idea from the Enlightenment philosopher David Hume, and it's the idea that there are is statements, so they're factual statements, and there are separate value statements, ought statements, and that that you cannot derive an ought statement from simply and exclusively is statements. I gotta talk to this guy a bit. First, what's in here? This idea is another one of Hume's sort of major critiques of. I'm not going to steal anything. I need to. Excuse me. This is one of Hume's major critiques of classical philosophy. It's the idea that this connection between it's basically seen as, or attempted as a rejection, or maybe even a refutation of most classical ethical theories, which were primarily natural law based. We take certain factual statements about the natures of things, and we derive from those normative statements about how they ought to be treated and how we ought to act with respect to them. And this is up to and including human nature. There's a DLC quest in Talmberg, which we need to get to, but first, I think it's quite important that we advance this main story quest just a tiny bit. And first, for that, down, equip our mace so we can put our torch. Oh, that's pretty nice. Kind of bad, just objectively speaking, and it's also beaten to hell. I'm gonna sell it. Anyway, this is one of those major things, which is treated as if it's a huge, intractable problem by most modern philosophers, and especially most meta-ethicists. And McInerney really takes it apart very handily, almost treating it as a non-controversy. Which I think is correct. I think it isn't. It ultimately shouldn't be a controversy. I do think that this is that it should be treated as pretty plainly obvious that statements, factual statements about the world, can logically lead to associated ought statements or associated normative claims. And further, I think that normative claims should not be treated as if they are not factual, because we often find this that ought statements or value statements, etc., are treated as non-factual. They're treated as something different from facts. We have this what's called the fact value distinction, or the fact value dichotomy, which I think is a false dichotomy, a false distinction. And McInerney does a very good job of taking that apart and addressing it very, very well. And so I'm looking forward to getting to some of that, because I'll also note I'm also assigning and we'll be discussing C.S. Lewis's The Abolition of Man, which is phenomenal. It's absolutely phenomenal, by the way. But at the same time, in that text, as well as Mere Christianity, and in Surprised by Joy, his spiritual autobiography for that matter, Lewis makes the terrible mistake of the philosophical mistake of reinforcing this is-ought gap. He basically claims that it is that there is what is his terminology? That there is no rapprochement possible between a statement in the declarative and a statement in the imperative. Indicative and imperative is his terminology. He is very much a an grammarian, more so than I am. So, oh yeah, these. Anything I need to put away? I don't think so. Yeah. Do need sleep though. Let's go till 7 something. Sleep in a little bit. For Henry, at least. Anyway. I think that I think that C.S. Lewis makes this terrible mistake. And because C.S. Lewis makes it, everyone who follows C.S. Lewis just sort of takes it as a given that there is this is-ought gap. And so he imported this terrible idea from David Hume, the worst philosopher ever, or at least the most destructive philosopher ever. C.S. Lewis imported this into the mainstream of Christian philosophy, even Christian apologetics. And you see it everywhere. You see it in anybody who writes Christian philosophy who is influenced by Lewis, who is basically everybody, especially Protestants, but not exclusively. You see this influence where we have this issue that where we can make something like the moral argument only ultimately because there is this is-ought gap, and we need God to bridge the gap. But it's, I mean, if my terminology were not clear enough, it's a sort of God of the gaps argument. When you can point out how it is that is and ought don't come apart in the way that you might think, we no longer have the same need of God as an explanandum. As an explanation, not an explanandum. Explanandum is that which is explained. Sorry. Anything in here I need to take out to sell? Yes. That. Combat Chupon. I like it, but it's not good. Truck. Oh, I'm gonna put those away. Bergen, Queris, Spurs. Sell that. Anything else to sell? Let's see. I don't think so. No. Okay, cool. But now I'm encumbered. Hey, Dominic, we are talking about the
That's a good
apparent
boy.
is-ought gap in ethics, or more
That's
so
my
in
boy.
meta-ethics. And how I'm basically blaming C.S. Lewis for importing this Humean error into broadly speaking our Christian standards of philosophy. In that, I think that most Christian philosophers follow C.S. Lewis to some degree. Oh yes, I can explain the error a moment, but let me explain the problem with it first, and then I'll explain the actual error itself. So most Christian philosophers follow C.S. Lewis to some degree, not without reason. He's brilliant. He's an absolutely brilliant philosopher, and he's an absolutely brilliant apologist, especially. And so, credit where it's due. He does a very good job. But you find a lot of Christian philosophers just sort of taking this as a given, which it should not be. So, the error itself comes from David Hume, and it is the idea that that there are two categories of statements. There are is and oughts. There are facts and there are values, and that these two things are fundamentally different.
I'm at your service, Sir Knight.
And you cannot derive one from the other. Okay. Here we go. Just sell them, that's fine. Next door to the blacksmith. And his reasoning for this is the idea that in part it has to do with his critique of induction. Or if I'm to be a little bit less charitable to Hume, and everybody knows I like being uncharitable to David Hume. It's a little bit it's something a little bit more like his critique of induction is more like his dismissal of induction. Basically, he just says that induction doesn't work because it doesn't follow deductive reasoning, which is true,
I hope I can
but
be of
meaningless. So, those that. I don't know whose silver ring that was. That belonged to somebody. Okay.
Be merciful.
Word salad, Hume salad. Yeah, Hume salad, more like. Like I said, I think that David Hume is wrong about almost everything he said, really. And I think that this is one of his worst errors. And unfortunately, it's one of his errors that is most commonly accepted by ethicists, even serious and Christian ethicists. And of course, it should not be. This should be dismissed out of hand. I'm more or less getting to the point in my philosophical career, which I shouldn't. I have not earned this, to be fair. But I've dealt with this problem enough, in enough times, in enough situations, in enough circumstances, to just stop treating the is-ought pseudo problem as if it were serious, because it's absolutely not serious, and we need to stop pretending that it is.
God
Those of us who
save.
realize that it's
What
not a
can
real
I do
problem.
for you?
Anyway, I So basically, I'm like I said, I'm to the point where I'm almost dismissive of the problem.
Can we do something about the price?
Dominic says I read a
Since it's
I read
you.
a story about a guy who got a PhD
I'd
studying
almost
Hume and
shake
could
on
not be
that.
hired or taken seriously even by fellow seculars. Humians should not be taken seriously, even though that is a little bit
I
surprising
knew-
because they usually are taken seriously. I don't think they ever should be taken all that seriously because they make obvious errors and try and make them sound profound. Basically, they take things that everyone has always known were obviously true and say, is it really though? And they act like they've done something extra super special. It's all quite silly. Anyway, I'm being perhaps overly dismissive here, but at the same time, Hume is my absolute favorite philosophical whipping boy, because I think that, like I said, I think that he's wrong about basically everything, to a fairly dangerous degree. Not just, he gets a few things wrong here and there. It's not just that he gets things wrong, and therefore we can correct his errors and such.
What the hell do you think
Oh,
you're
I'm
doing?
not supposed to be out here, am I? Okay. Sorry. Didn't realize. It's cool, though. It's a back entrance to the castle, which should not exist. Like, defensively, that's a horrible idea. Hey, who's Janik? Anyway, whatever. I'm not supposed to be in here. Why am I in here? Why didn't it tell me I was trespassing until, like, long after I was trespassing? Far I need to talk to, but I also need to talk to whoever that quest giver is, who I guess is further up, maybe? Let me see. Oh, it's Hans?
I'm glad you're here, Henry.
What's happening, sir?
Uncle Sahanush sent for me. No doubt he wants to give me another ear bashing about the error of my ways. And he said to bring you too.
Oh, Sakra. That doesn't sound good.
Indeed. I wonder what he wants to lecture me about this time. And you, because you're going with me.
All right, we should get going then, shouldn't we, Sir Hans? The sooner we get it over and done with, the better.
I suppose so. Right away. I put some of my old clothes in a trunk for you. I don't want you making me look bad in front of Hanush. But I see it wasn't necessary. You look as smart as any courtier.
Thanks. I'll try my best.
So I see. But you can come and get those clothes later anyway. They're a little worn, but they're as fine as anything you'll get in the county.
All right. Dominic asked, do I smoke? Yeah, I smoke a pipe. Or a few different pipes, I suppose. Occasional cigar. I'm more about pipes than cigars.
And his, what shall we say, chaperone?
Uncle.
My lord?
I hope we haven't dragged you away from anything too important.
Not at all, Uncle. We were
Like
just...
boozing and whoring, for instance.
Uncle, I can...
Perhaps you were busy, causing mayhem in the middle of the night and beating up my subjects.
Oh, right.
No, it
Yes.
wasn't... Henry and I were
Henry's
just...
as big a fool as you are. But he's not my ward, thank Christ.
No, I don't smoke cigarettes.
What the hell do the pair of you think you're doing? There are people in this fiefdom who work from dawn to dusk to put food on their tables and on yours, may I remind you. And then they look at you, Hans, their lord and master, and see a drunken layabout. That fellow you beat up last night was a guard, a new guard on the town watch. And he couldn't report
Last
for
night.
duty this morning because of his injuries.
Like a month ago.
I had the bailiff here complaining, and could I tell him what I really think about this whole sorry affair? Of course not. That would demean me. And you too. So I had to sit gaping like a stuffed owl and listen to his grievances. Maybe you think
And then
because
take
you're
it out
the
on you, of
Lord here,
course.
you can get away with anything. But you're sadly mistaken, you blockhead. A lord remains a lord only as long as he commands the loyalty of his subjects. And I'm sure I don't have to tell you the folk here are not exactly enchanted at the prospect of having you in charge. That was the last straw, Capon. One more of your escapades and I'll send you to your mother in Polnar. For all I care, she can dress you up like a wench and marry you off to some Hungarian.
Uncle, that arson Archibald tried to murder me. What was I to do?
Oh, don't exaggerate. Well, I'm hardly surprised after you molested his girl and humiliated him.
I was only...
Oh,
I'm
don't whine, for
I'm
heaven's
sorry.
sake. It's about time you started taking some responsibility. I have a job for you. Maybe that will keep you out of mischief.
The animations of the body language for this are
Milota of
amazing.
Oleshna has turned up here. Do you know him?
Isn't he Sir Bernard's cousin?
He is. He came here with the remnants of his retinue to seek refuge. He's seriously wounded.
What happened to him, sir?
His fortress Oleshna was attacked by one Wulfrin of Camburg. Milota pursued him almost as far as Neuhof and engaged with him. Unfortunately, the skirmish didn't end well for Milota.
Wulflin of Camberg. That name is familiar.
He's kin to the Oleshna lords, too, a cousin of Bernard's and Milota's. Their family affairs are a little complicated. None of my business, of course. I just wish they'd found somewhere else to thrash out their differences.
What do you want us to do, sir?
Go and see Bernard in the courtyard. He got a report that Wulflin pillaged some other farms around Neuhof, and he's putting a squad together to ride against him. Mind your step, though. It's a family affair. After all, maybe more to it than meets the eye. The important thing is to get that damn scavenger out of the domain. If possible, without bloodshed. I can't afford to lose any men over this business. Have I made myself clear?
Yes, sir.
Very well, Uncle.
Get to work, then.
All right. Now this is a good responsibility to trust to come on, I think. It's something that is important, but relatively straightforward. It's a little bit tangly, but it's a good thing for him to. I think it's a good thing for him to be entrusted with. Now, of course, I am entirely skipping the quest I was just doing. That's fine. Go to Barnard and join the squad. Yes, let's go. Let's join the squad. Get rid of that for now. Come back to it. Still need to wait for the situation in Marryat to clear up. But let's do it.
I don't like it. Stop your grumbling. You get paid.
Optimistic personalism. I'll come back to that. I want to talk about smokes first.
Henry, I'm glad you came.
I tend to like. First of all, I tend to take. I believe it was Chesterton who put this forward. The three traditional manners of smoking tobacco.
Sir Milota looked pretty bad. No wonder.
The three traditional ways of smoking tobacco represent the three parts of the tripartite soul, and they align pretty directly. So that the pipe is primarily it represents and it inspires the intellect, the rational part, because it is very slow, it is very ponderous. It takes focus, and it's best done sitting down and having a think, rather than a conversation. Or sometimes a conversation, but a calm and measured and slow one. If you're going to have too fast of a conversation, your pipe is going to go out. If you're lecturing, because I've tried this, your pipe is going to go out. You need to keep at it. You need to keep it going. You need attentiveness to it. The cigar represents the spirit, the animus, the spirited or passionate part, the heart, the chest, as C.S. Lewis would put it. And this is because the cigar is the manliest and most spirited of the smokes, and so it is the active man's way of smoking. The cigarette represents the appetite. It is quick. It is satisfying. It has all manner of additives that make it especially satisfying to maybe not the taste, but to the appetites, to the desirous part of ourselves. It is a satisfaction of a craving. And so the three types align to the three parts of us, and so I think that this is largely responsible for why I prefer pipes rather than cigars or cigarettes. Now we can say like, oh, but what about hookah or something like that? But that's Eastern nonsense. Whatever. No, what? No hookah or no cigarettes? No to cigarettes.
Sir Hanish sent me,
Faces
Captain,
made. I mean, it can be. I
to
suppose.
join your mission. And Sir Hans, too.
Never had a good cigarette, I guess.
You deigned to join us. We're honored.
I'm sorry.
That's as much use to me as a shield to a dead man.
Oh yeah, we missed him last time.
Let's
Hookah's
move out.
pagan. Yeah, I agree.
I'd like to learn to fight.
Certainly.
I'd like to...
First,
Okay,
Well.
no, can't do that.
I'll think it over. Can I ask...
Never mind.
Thank you. That's...
Did hookah for years, waste of soul. Yeah, I could see that. Hey, wait. There we go. Albarak, let's go on our journey.
Lord Capon, when we get there, I'd like you to hold back.
You can forget about that, Bernard. I'm not going on an outing. Hannah sent me to handle this matter, and handle it I will.
Jeez, guys, like, go in orderly fashion. I've never been one for hookah, obviously. No, I don't know about cigarettes, but I'll smoke a cigarillo.
Listen, Bernard, about this robber.
It's
I
convenient.
heard some rumors.
They're very convenient.
About his being a relative of mine? in the
Mashed
Lotus?
Potato says, Mashed Potato John said, there isn't a form of smoking I
Something
don't
like
know.
that.
We have the same great-grandfather, Urban, Baron of Oleshna.
Whoa! Come on.
Who belongs to a distant branch of my family, which, well, let's just say they bring no honor to our name.
But I heard Wulfan of Camber was hanged somewhere in Silesia after plundering the bishop's estates.
Now, there's one thing I don't
I
love
heard
about
the
this,
same, only-
is that,
well, I'm sure you've heard what they say about the Camberg branch of my family.
remembering,
That they're
playing,
cursed. Now, Bernard,
Red Dead
don't
Redemption
think
2
I'm a
and the
little
horse riding
fairy
there.
tales.
Think what you
I
like.
can't enter
I heard
cinematic
it from my
mode and have a nice
grandfather.
vista
He
of
never
the
paid attention to
environment.
old wives' tales.
Just listen
I
to them
meant no
talk as I go.
offense, Captain. Well, tell me all about it then.
Including
After all,
at their
there's no
pace.
smoke
My
without
horse is too
fire.
fast.
And I never heard about the Camber from a member of the family.
Very well. At home, we always spoke in whispers about our Camberg relatives. When Wolfen's father, Wilhelm, came to visit, I'm almost ashamed to say it.
You can rely on my discretion, Captain. Carry on.
Dominic says, Peugeot
Well,
is trying to connect smoking
servants
to
were so
incensing the
afraid
body.
of him that they went
Yeah,
and
that's Chesterton
hid
too.
in the barn.
Chesterton said,
Father
body
had
is a
them
temple,
whipped.
and a temple needs
Even
incense.
then, they wouldn't go near Wilhelm. They were afraid he'd curse them. I couldn't blame them.
Why's that?
Wilhelm's face was so badly disfigured, folk would cross themselves when they saw him. I was afraid of him myself as a boy.
Was he wounded in war?
No, he was born that way. She, his mother, Countess Barbara of Hogwitz, didn't want to marry Wilhelm's father, my grandfather's brother. She never wanted to bear his children. So, she fell pregnant. They say she went to a witch to get rid of the child. Only she ended up having quintuplets. Can you imagine it? 5 babes born in one night?
Jesus
Smoke more on Sundays.
Christ.
Yeah.
That's not all.
I often find myself
Four
smoking
of
at
them
the
didn't
evening.
live till dawn. Only the fifth survived. He was disfigured.
I don't know about especially during fasts. I don't know about
The
that.
witch cheated her, and instead of getting rid of the child, she put the devil's seed inside her.
Good lord, how dreadful.
Well, Wilhelm carried that with him his whole life. When his own wife was in childbed, he had 7 friars kneeling in her chamber day and night. It didn't stop the rumors, though. When his son, Wolfen, was born, he looked normal enough, but he turned out to be as wild
I mean,
as
there's
a
already
stray
kind of a
dog.
smoke chat in the Discord. The hobby posting, little channel, I guess, is already basically about smoking. There are some other topics, but it's mostly about smoking.
Cursed everything and everyone in his past, starting throwing
I would
mockery
have
at
no
the
problem
servants.
doing just like a hangout or a hangout stream
He sent for a priest, not just to give him the
you know,
last
with
rites,
with
because
a pipe.
they were afraid the devil would
Pipe
come out of him
between my
and
teeth.
possess someone else. Then later, Wolfen turned up.
God be
even
with
though
you,
he was
Henry.
supposed to be dead for years.
Yes, thank you.
Whoa! Slow down.
Jesus. It sounds a lot more convincing coming
Quite a
from you than the
smoke.
stories my nurses used
I
to tell
sent
me.
them to scout ahead.
How are we supposed to deal with a monster like that?
They most certainly will.
Oh,
Let's go. We have to make camp. Hamlin, we'll take 2 men and come back here
so
later.
he just killed a couple of
We
guys.
won't have
That's
Vitus and
great.
Cyril left as crowing.
Yes, Captain.
Yeah, I wouldn't say so during fast. Actually, I think, if I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong about this, but I think per canon law, smoking tobacco, unless it's medicinal, which is very rare, I think per canon law, smoking tobacco breaks a fast. At least it does officially break the Eucharistic fast. You shouldn't smoke before Mass, in other words. At least not immediately, you know, during the Eucharistic fast, that sort of thing. I don't know if it otherwise breaks fasting principles or fasting rules, but that I'm not sure. But I'm fairly certain that it does break the Eucharistic fast. Something to consider. Oh, look! The horses!
Yeah.
Man, these horses just cannot figure it out. Oh, wait, hold on. Switch weapons again.
Yeah.
Just go back to my longsword. Alright. Mashed Potato says, my priest normally smokes a pipe, but doesn't for fast, as far as I know. That makes sense. That makes sense to me. Like I said, I think that per canon law it violates fast, but I could be wrong. I'm not actually sure.
Welcome, Henry.
I'm no canon lawyer, obviously. Wait, this is the same camp that we went to. This is the same camp that Hans and I went to go hunting.
Greetings.
Neat.
Tell me, Captain, how come this Wolflin is attacking his own kin?
They say blood's thicker than water, but sometimes I wonder. Look at our king and Sigismund.
So what's the cause of your conflict with Wolflin?
Nothing in particular. Just that he's a ruffian, a treacherous bastard, and a bandit.
Nothing in particular.
No wonder the whole Camberg clan is cursed.
How do you mean cursed?
That's what they were just
Like
talking
I
about.
said,
but let's reiterate.
Wolfen's grandfather married Countess Barbara of Hogwitz. She didn't want to bear his child and went to a witch to get rid of it. Only instead of getting rid of the unborn child, she ended up having 5.
What, all at the same time?
All in one night. But only one of them lived till morning. The youngest, Wilhelm. And his face was disfigured. They say the witch deceived the Countess, and it was Satan himself who impregnated her.
I don't know about all that. Although they're jittery. That was weird. There may be something to the whole a curse being upon him because of the interaction with the witch and all that. Maybe that's reasonable, I suppose. But the child being replaced by the devil Yeah, maybe not. Maybe not that. Maybe not that.
And you believe that story?
Depends how you look at it. Wilhelm wasn't a bad man while he was in his right mind, but he was terrifying to look at. I still get shivers down my spine when I think of him. As for Wolfen, word came that he died in Silesia. Then, one day, he appeared from nowhere. There are folk who say death has no power over him.
I don't know about that.
How are you related?
Milota, Wolfen, and I have the same great-grandfather, Urban, Baron of Oleshna.
Okay.
What do we do now?
First, we have to find out where those Horsens are holed up. According to the reports, they raided a few farms around here. So someone should go to those places and find out what they can. You should do it, Henry. My men would probably just startle them.
All right, Captain. I'll do that. Where are the farms?
One is uphill from Neuhof.
I'm the one wearing the full face helmet.
One here above the woods by the crossroads, directly north from our camp.
All
Good
right.
luck, then.
Let's do it. Where to first? That one is closer. Come here, horsey. Come here, bro.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go. Yeah. Now I will say I also my classes this semester. I've got 3 classes. I've got three of the same ethics class. Unlike usual, though, just due to the schedule being difficult to arrange on, according to my department chair at least, my classes are all back to back. So I've got 3 classes in a row with 10-minute breaks in between them, which does mean that I don't have time to just sort of wander around and sit around campus smoking a pipe as I often do between with a longer break between classes. You know, that's slightly unfortunate, but it's all right. I don't mind. All in all, I don't think I mind having consecutive classes. Today is the first day of it, so, you know, let me just open your chests, all of your chests, real quick. Figurine. Because I have a compulsion. Anyway, as I was gonna say, I think that I actually kind of like having classes back to back like that. I can get into the groove of teaching and stay in it. There are a couple of downsides that I can't take a break for sitting around with a pipe. Can't take a break to sit around and actually get some work done, respond to emails. But I can do that before or after. And sadly, because I can't take this giant bucket of coffee because this thing's ceramic, I'm not taking this with me. I run out of coffee sometime. Well, today at least it was at the end of class 2. I expect it'll usually be sometime partway through class 2. That is terribly disappointing, but it's fine. It's fine. I don't want that. There we go. Eat some meat. Excuse me. Anybody home? Oh, there you are. Yes. Anybody up here? Dominic asked if I've checked my Rate My Professor's rating. I haven't in a little while. I haven't in a couple of semesters. I've I've followed it, but it's been a little while. I don't know. It got less entertaining when they maybe appropriately and mercifully, got rid of the chili pepper rating. Ah, yes. My wonderful wife checks it for me. How am I? How am I doing? How am I doing, huh? I do
Good
check my
afternoon.
actual student evaluations on occasion, which are not usually. They've been pretty much universally good.
Captain Bernard sent me. It's about that attack.
Well, they came, took everything they could, and rode off again. I don't know what else I can tell you.
We're trying to catch up with that gang, so I need to hear every detail you can tell me.
What do you want to know?
How many of them were there?
2 or 3. I'm
That's
not
it?
sure. My head's still in a spin.
Honestly, I thought there would be a lot more than that.
Which way did they go?
I don't know. I wasn't watching. My husband made me hide indoors, and I only saw them through the window.
So your husband was outside?
Probably for the best.
Yes, he tried to parley with them.
What did they take?
Not much. We haven't a pot to piss in, which I told them in no uncertain terms as soon as they came here.
So you're telling me they came here, you told them there was nothing worth taking, and they just rode off again, without further ado?
More or less.
That's very strange.
But just a while ago, you told me you were indoors the whole time.
Yes, I was. Mostly.
So were you inside or outside? Did you talk to them or not?
Well, like I say, it was confusing. I don't remember much.
What is she up to? .5 out of 5 based on 13 ratings. Last rating was in 21. I think the reason the last rating was a while ago is because I'm still listed as teaching at USF. I haven't taught at USF since 21. And most of my teaching I do at St. Leo. But there's no way to change that. Like, once you're listed somewhere, you're in there on Rate My Professors. You're locked in. That's unfortunate, I suppose. Wonder if I could submit a change request. See if you can. See if you can submit a change request or an update or something. Dominic says, yes, the chili pepper. Perhaps the McCoy was too spicy. Erica says, I promised that if anyone rated him chili pepper, I would unalive them. I also promised that if they didn't think he deserved a chili pepper, I would also unalive them. It's a catch-22, really. It was quite dangerous. Countless students died before the chili pepper was eliminated.
Let's get one or two things straight. I'm here under orders from Captain Bernard, and that robber baron who came here crippled his cousin and killed 2 of his men.
What's that got to do with me?
Just so you know, the captain is very keen to see justice done, and it would not be wise to obstruct him.
My God.
Make it a count.
What have I done to deserve this?
That's annoying.
So, what really happened here?
First, promise me you'll get rid of them.
That's exactly what I'm here for.
They came a few days ago, took a pig and a sack of apples. We put up no resistance. I noticed one of them had an injured leg, so I offered to treat it for him.
That was very Christian of you, considering they came to rob you.
All I cared about was that they wouldn't kill us.
Go on. What happened then?
They rode off, and I prayed we'd seen the last of them. Only the same evening, they came back again. One of them had been wounded, and they wanted me to take a look at him. They gave me some coin and took me to their camp. And in the morning I came home again.
Oh.
So you know where they're camped? I'd like you to lead me there.
I won't go to their camp, no. But I know of a place where you'll have a good view of it.
That'll do me.
Goodbye.
Excellent. This'll work. Oh wow, it's far. Okay. It's much further than I thought it would be. I was expecting this was going to be pretty close by, but go being wrong.
I'm not going any further. If they saw me, I'd be done for. The camp's not far away in this direction.
Thanks. And don't worry. I'll deal with those bastards.
I pray you do.
Okay, let's go get him.
Looks like I found it. better get back and report to Captain Bernard.
What, I can't just kill them? Can't just absolutely wipe them all out. Telling me I can't wipe them out, all of them. I'm in a very Emperor Palpatine mood, I guess. You found me a... Yes, my first name is Vincent. I tend to go by Vincent more than Vince. I used to go by Vince more so. Mostly... Oh, I'm going the wrong way. Mostly when I used to be in marching band, because Vince is much easier to yell and hear across the field. But no, I tend to go by Vincent. Wait, the picture is my YouTube avatar?
Yeah.
That's odd. That's very strange. My St. Leo picture. That's very strange. I wonder who did that, because I did not. This avatar is nowhere in any of my St. Leo stuff. Swordship. Mounted combat and racehorse. Damage bonus, maybe. Faster when wounded. Nah, let's go with knight, I guess. I never do mounted combat, but I don't know, maybe we will at some point.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's odd that my St. Leo picture is YouTube avatar. I don't know where would they get that, and why would they get that? Oh well, whatever. I mean, it's fine. I know it is a wildly unofficial site, and my assumption is that one of my students probably put that there because they found it. They found my YouTube channel and said, well, here's a thing, so let's connect that to it. I suppose. Who knows? I mean, I suppose it looks enough like me, so.
Good health to you.
Hey, Dominic says that about his horrible grammatical errors. English is my last language, and first and only. Don't sell yourself short. You may still wind up learning a new language in your old age, someday. Like, when you retire, you may go take up, I don't know, Swedish, perhaps. I hear it's difficult. Although, really talking about difficult languages, Gaelic. Gaelic's really hard. I was talking about that for some reason today.
I found that encampment.
Ah, I'm glad to hear it.
Welsh.
Is it Welsh?
Not really.
It's incoherent.
How many men did you see?
I didn't count them.
Sorry, I don't know.
Next time, make sure you do. Don't you know anything about scouting? Well, it's not like we have any choice but to attack. It's time that mad bastard was hanging from the Rattay ramparts.
Wouldn't it be better to parley with them, sir?
Parley with robbers? You must be out of your mind, lad.
I gave Sir Hanush my word I'd look out for his men, and I intend to keep it. So it's my duty to advise a parley.
You're going to advise me?
You're not seeing straight, Captain. No wonder, since Wolfland's your kin. Please, just grant me one thing. Let me go and parley. I'll find out more, and maybe we can settle everything without losing any men.
You want to parley? Listen, Henry, you can't rely on Wolfland to act honorably. There's every chance you won't come back.
Don't worry. I know it's a risky business, but have you got anyone better for the job?
No, I'm sorry to say I haven't. Wolfland's a conceited bastard. If he knows you come from me, He'll receive you just for a chance to tell me to go to hell. I'll give you a livery with my coat of arms, so it's clear you're my messenger. And you'll have to go unarmed.
Thank you, Captain. I'll do my best.
I hope so. Try and come back in one piece. I don't want to explain to Sir Radzig why I sent his favorite into a robber baron's camp unarmed.
Okay. This is gonna go really poorly. I can just tell. That way, right?
Yeah.
Wait. Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Onward we go. Are there any, Erica, if you're looking, are there any updates to the St. Leo one? Are there any reviews on there? Or is that the one that was last updated in 21? Oh. Oh, she's on her way back.
Yeah.
Forgot she has quite the ways to walk. Okay, this path's gonna turn. I'm gonna just go charging headlong into their camp with no weapons on my person.
Hey, you! What do you want?
I'm Captain Bernard's envoy. I'm here to parley.
Why should I trust you?
I'm unarmed. What harm can I do?
That's true. And you are wearing Sir Bernard's colours.
Speak up.
I suppose I should take you to Sir Wolfram, but if you try any tricks, you'll regret it. Understood?
I'm
You
told
have
there's
my
a St.
word.
Leo one. I don't know. Alright, it looks like there's probably about 10 of them here. This would be quite the challenge for me to fight all on my own. I could do it. I'd have to kite them, but it would be a challenge.
Who do we have here? What's your name, boy?
Henry. I'm a messenger from...
I know. From my beloved cousin, Sir Bernard of Aleshna. So, what exactly is your message?
I'm gonna try and ask first. This is probably gonna go poorly. We'll see.
Why do you want to hurt the Lords of Aleshna?
That bastard Malotta stole villages that belonged to my father. I was in Poland when my father died, and Malotta convinced everyone I was dead too.
But you came back though, didn't you?
I came back. But Malotta bribed a priest to testify that my father made him a deathbed confession. That bastard swore my father told him he was possessed, and so was his son, me. So they think I rose from the dead and I'm a warlock. They won't hear my claim.
That's unfortunate. But surely the courts of the king wouldn't believe a story like that.
Maybe not. But the king's in captivity, and none of the nobles have time for courts. No one will hear my case, and by the time this turmoil is over, everyone will have forgotten about me.
Alright, you can go if you leave the loot. How about that? I wish I could just This would be wildly inappropriate, just given Henry's station. But I wish I could offer Sir Hanush as local lord, or even Sir Hans as local lord to hear the case. To hear the case and negotiate it.
Yeah.
We offer you safe conduct out of this domain if you leave everything you stole from Sir Hanish's subjects.
That's a very generous offer. But tell me, why should I accept?
Don't you know what's been going on around here recently?
Should I?
Bandits have been on the rampage all over the county. Cutthroats raided a nearby stud farm, and the locals have had enough of it.
No doubt, but I've nothing to do with it.
Try telling them that. On the way here, the captain recruited men from half the county. He intends to make an example of you.
Why me? No doubt you've plenty to choose from.
Because you're the first one who's had the gall not to run. So you'll be the first one they catch, and I'm sure you can imagine what will happen then.
I mean,
and why
you're not
warn
the first
me?
they caught, but you know.
Why parlay at all if there are so many of you?
So Hannes wants to avoid unnecessary bloodshed. He'd be happier if you just moved on somewhere else, so he sent me to bargain with you.
You're saying it wasn't Bernard's idea?
If the captain knew I came here in his colours, he'd flay me alive.
The devil take it. There's nothing here worth pillaging anyway. All right. I accept
Brilliant.
your offer. Tell your captain we'll move on.
And you'll leave the loot here?
We'll leave what's left. The food's already eaten. Better run along before Bernard loses patience.
Wow, can't believe that worked. Rotten apples all over.
Yeah.
Okay, let's head back. That worked out well. Honestly, that's a good negotiating tactic. I mean, it actually brings up the point, the fact that that feudal systems, what scholars just hate to call feudalism, that these feudal systems where there were layers and layers of landed gentry with varying degrees of authority, that honestly that sort of lordship is all in all probably far more responsive to the wants, needs, and demands of the common folk than modern democracy. Modern democracies are notoriously unresponsive to the needs and the demands of the people. And that's simply because of incentives, right? So democratic rulers have no incentive to maintain a functioning society beyond their rulership, because there is no
Welcome, Henry.
Sir Hans. Because there's nothing that extends beyond them. It's not like they have to keep the kingdom intact and functioning for their progeny. Or even for the future. If you're going to be the president for 8 years, who the hell cares what happens after that? So you're only going to care about the short term. Whereas in this kind of a situation, you really do have to rely on not only the loyalty of the common people, and like Sir Hanush said, you can only be a lord so long as you have the support of the people you rule over. That's actually very, very true, and it's far more true in a feudal system like this than it is in a modern democracy. There's a great paper. I don't know if anybody has read this. It's by Hans Hermann Hoppe, which is called. It's something like from aristocracy to monarchy to democracy, the decline of social order or social organization or something like that. I'll find it and I'll put it in the description. and I will go ahead and I'll put it somewhere in the Discord after the stream is over, because it is an absolutely brilliant piece of political history, and it outlines this very point, these very points that I'm making, and honestly the very points that this game is making. I think it's brilliantly done. I have my disagreements with Hoppa. I think that I think quite frankly his argumentation ethics are basically just lifted from Kant without a universalization principle, without a justification for universalization. His philosophy is far inferior to his history. He's an incredible historian and only a good philosopher. Not to say he's bad, because I don't think he fully justifies some of his arguments. But man, is Hoppa's historical writings. His historical writings are unbelievably good. So I'll put a link to that in the description after the fact, and I'll probably put it somewhere in the Discord as well. Oh, speaking of the description, if you haven't seen my latest video that came out, what was it, Tuesday, I guess? My reaction and response to Wisecrack. Excuse me, another philosopher on YouTube, where he's talking about God's not dead too, and I'm taking him apart for it because he's wrong about basically everything. There's a link to that in the description as well, and you'll also find it on my channel. It's like 2 hours long, but I promise you, it's quite the thing, because I really go through and take him apart, because man is he wrong, and I justifiably am yelling at the camera quite a bit.
I've just come back from Wolfling, Captain.
And in one piece, I see. That's something at least, but I doubt you achieved anything.
I talked them into moving out. They even left the loot they plundered.
I don't know about letting them go like that. They'll be hungry. All you've truly done is send them on to rob our neighbors.
I don't think that will trouble Sir Hanush too much.
Maybe not, but it troubles me. They slayed 2 of my men and crippled my cousin.
I'm sorry about that, but I doubt your paths have crossed for the last time. It's just that this isn't the time for settling family quarrels.
Yeah, with with the Cumans and with Sigismund,
anyway,
not the time.
I'll warn the neighboring lords that those bandits are on the loose. Ride to Ratai and report to Sir Hanush.
Yes, sir.
Bye.
Okay. Report to Sir Hanush in Ratai. Let's go! Let's do it! Onward. It's odd that I'm not getting random encounters as much tonight as I usually do. That's 2 completely uneventful fast travels. That's a rare experience. Very rare in this game. Fortunate. I like eventful fast traveling. Oh. Let's go. Let's talk to Sir Hanush.
Good day, Henry.
Good day, Sir Hanush. I have to speak with you. Let me wash my face off. Hold on, my armor is grungy. So apparently I only have the USF rate my professors. Dominic, what were you seeing? You were seeing a rate my professors for St. Leo?
The Lord be praised. What brings you to me?
I have news from the camp, Sir Hanush.
Speak.
I persuaded Captain Bernard to let me parley with Wolflin.
Bernard agreed. I'm surprised.
So was I. I promised Wolflin safe conduct out of your territory on condition he leave all the loot behind.
Well, at least we cut our losses. Although Bernard will have a thing or two to say about how I lost face for a few groschen.
Well, at least you lost no men, sir, and that's worth something.
True enough, lad. No doubt Wolflin will come to a bad end anyway. I must say, Henry, after all that's happened recently, I'm glad something finally turned out well.
So am I, sir.
And I think you deserve to be rewarded for your efforts.
Thank you, sir.
Goodbye.
Querus. Is that what I already have? Oh, I have the Lords of Lipa Querus. Magdeburg is strictly inferior. That's weird. Fortunate. Well, I mean, I can sell it. I will. Okay. Sell this before they close up for the night. Wait!
I'm honored that you should...
Never mind.
Take care.
Where's the blacksmith? Oh, still a forge. Okay.
God be with you.
Need.
God be with you.
I'm gonna go ahead and put that one away. Magdeburg Chorus. Okay. All right. Now, anything else we need to do?
My humble greetings, sir.
What noise was that? Right. Let's see.
Would you believe it? I broke a spoke on my...
Band of bastards. I want to do some of these first. Kuno. Bayfar. Never mind. Multiple things for Sir Fafar. Sir Fafar? Whatever. Fafar. Mr. Fafar.
Yeah.
Let's ride.
Like
Oh, anyway, something else I wanted to talk about was I've been vaguely thinking about so I talked to Monday a little bit near the end of the stream Monday about the D&D OGL controversy, the open gaming license, and how Wizards of the Coast is basically updating their licensing agreement with third-party people, with third-party content makers, content creators, to more or less to screw over literally everyone. And that's terrible. Everybody agrees that it's terrible. Everybody on every side of the issue basically agrees that Wizards is effing up here. And since then, they've put out a new version of the updated OGL, which is just as bad, honestly, from what I've seen, as the leaked one. So their 1.2 is just as bad as 1.1. So they're backtracking some of the language, but they're not backtracking much in terms of they're trying desperately to squeeze every last red cent out of everyone who plays D&D. The latest thing I've heard, and this might be a rumor, I'm not actually sure if this is true, But the latest thing I've heard is that they are trying now to have basically anybody for D&D Beyond, which is going to be the exclusive place where you can get D&D online content, official online content, and unofficial. They're going to try very hard to make it and unofficial. But D&D Beyond is basically going to have a $30 a month subscription for every player and GM or DM. And of course, they're pushing very hard for virtual tabletops. Their virtual tabletop, not others. They're trying to kill every other virtual tabletop they possibly can because they're competitors. So, damn. This is really, really stupid. They should not be. They obviously should not be doing this. Not just ethically speaking, because it's wildly unethical, but also just because this is really stupid. And they are committing. They're basically tanking their own company. They're committing suicide by doing this. Anyway, it's got me thinking that it might be a good time or a good excuse even to migrate away from my beloved Forgotten Realms, because most of the role playing, most of the campaigns that I've ever run, the D&D campaigns at least that I've ever run, have taken place, been set in the Forgotten Realms, which is the current main 5th edition setting. Yes, fine, Greyhawk kind of exists, but only barely. It's realistically, it's pretty much Forgotten Realms. Faerun, the Sword Coast, all that. And I really like the setting. I think the setting is great. Instant State. It's unfortunately, it's raining outside, so I can't really open the window, which means I can't have a proper incense going, so just thought to put a stick out. Anyway, but as I was saying, I think that, like I said, I'm thinking about actually creating my own homebrew world, my own setting.
Greetings. What business have you?
I very much prefer. Which thing am I supposed to do first? The mind, maybe? Anyway, I very much prefer running games in pre-established settings and filling in the blanks of the world building that's already there, which is also why I loved running a Mass Effect, tabletop set in Mass Effect, and then another, because the whole galaxy is basically filled in, or at least a lot of the navigable systems are. And then I also am currently loving Star Wars, because even just last night in our game, there was a hyperdrive malfunction, and not a malfunction, an error in calculation, a miscalculation. And we happened to just jump to a neighboring system, and guess what I could do? I could just pull up the Wikipedia article on it was one of the Ords. One of the old Republic Ords in CPOs. Not Ord. Ord Kestis, maybe? One of the Ords. Anyway, I pulled it up and was like, oh, it's a resort planet. Oh yeah, that's right. And it filled in the blanks, and I remembered where I was going, and hey, guess what? I was able to just go off of what was already there, and then just fill in the blanks myself. So that was great. I love being able to work within an established world. But I'm really thinking about stretching out and doing a little bit of world building of my own at some point. This will probably be down the line. I'm not starting a new campaign anytime soon. I'm actually quite busy. But next campaign I run, I might actually have my own world for it. I've already got ideas flowing. I did one of those things where I was trying to fall asleep last night and my mind was just racing through. I basically just built the basics of a world. Put it together. If anybody's interested, I'm going to start going through it. But meanwhile, I have conversations to go through.
Master Fafar, Sir Radzig sent me to you.
Did he? He must think highly of you.
I do the best I can.
That's good, because this is damned important. Silver's our most valuable asset.
How can I help with these, evil forebodings of yours?
Sir Radzig may make light of it, but a large quantity of silver has been discovered hereabouts, and no one is guarding the Skullets mines, the most likely source.
You really think someone could be stealing the silver from the mines? I would have thought that would be quite a job, wouldn't it?
It certainly would. Which is why I'd like you to go and check out not only the mine gallery, but also the yard with the smelter and the waterworks. See what kind of state it's all in, and if anything looks suspicious.
Is that the yard next to the Skalitz mill?
That's the one. I don't know what state it's in now. There used to be a stock of charcoal and smelted silver there.
A silver store? Could there really be any left?
I doubt it. I'd be surprised if it was still standing at all.
Okay.
What about these waterworks? What's there?
A stamping mill and washing troughs. They're on the bend in the river below the castle. You can't miss them. There are big tanks and equipment all around.
Okay.
You said mine gallery. Just one?
Boy, there's such a maze there that it would take a week to crawl through the place. There's only one gallery I'm interested in, at the foot of the hill by a small fish pond.
Why just that one?
Because I was expecting to find a scene there. All the indications pointed to it. So if anyone is stealing silver, it'll be right there.
Yeah, I did actually get lost in the mines at some point off stream. I spent probably a half an hour or more just sort of trying to find my way out. It was kind of spooky and rather nightmarish. It's cool.
Should I be expecting
Spooky.
trouble then?
Well, I definitely wouldn't treat the job like a visit to church on Sunday. You could find yourself facing that pack of hungry dogs trailing the army, or a band of brigands.
I see. Well, you and Sir Radza can rely on me. That's all clear. I'll get going.
Good luck then.
Wait, there's more. There's more. Gotta talk to him about Big Garoshin.
Master Fayfar, I need to speak with you. I found out something about the counterfeit coin.
Did you really? Do tell.
Close to Rovna, I came across a wagon that was transporting the false coins. Unfortunately, I came too late. The carter and his men were dead.
Damn and blast. Do you know who did it?
Yes. A certain knight turned up there. Unfortunately, I was forced to fight him and I killed him. I didn't get the chance to interrogate him.
Oh. Oh, I see. Did he carry any emblem at least? It would be good to know who's involved.
Emblem? No, Master Fayfar. No emblem at all. His shield was white, but he had these papers.
Let me see. We, the aldermen of the city of Passau.
Passau.
Interrogation held this day. Put to pen by the questor. The place of origin is a monastery in the land of Bohemia. Which certainly confirms my suspicion that something underhand is going on in Sasso. Coin assay report. Copper core coated with amalgam. Ah, but this is interesting. Here's an outline description of how the forgeries are made. I'll have to study it more closely.
Master.
We command Herr Ulrich to investigate and let no man stand in his way. This looks like the original safe conduct. It has the seal of the Passau alderman, but they certainly didn't pen this.
How do you know?
I recognize the hand. It's a Clement of Kaplitz, the high scribe of the Rosenbergs.
Who?
The Rosenbergs? Who's that?
A rich and powerful family in South Bohemia. Burgrave Henry III is a great rival of our King Wenceslas.
So what does all this mean?
I'm not entirely sure. Anyway, we should be careful. And we shall begin our investigation. The documents show they use silver amalgam for coating copper fakes. That's a lead we can follow.
What?
Silver amalgam. It's produced from quicksilver and silver.
Well, that doesn't sound like something just anyone can get hold of.
You're quite right. You will go to Sasso at once. Look around the forges in the city. Someone must be working copper for them. I, meanwhile, will take counsel with Sir Radzik and then follow after you.
Where shall we meet?
At the inn on Sasso Market Square.
Okay.
Good luck then.
Alright. So we got a couple of things going on here. I'm gonna go check the mines first. So going to... Excuse me. Going back to Skalitz. Yeah, Skalitz. Oh, welcome back. Welcome back. Am I hungry? I will be eventually, but not yet. Gonna sleep till morning. Oh, Dominic, by the way, what do you mean that I have a Saint Leo rate my professors? Erica can't find it, and I haven't looked. I did not know. Is the name different or something? Not good enough. Have to show me later. Doing dishes. Alright, that's fine. That's fine. At your convenience, of course. I can't look. I'm not going to go looking now. Stream. Well, I could. I'm not going to, but I could. Okay, up to Skalitz. All the way to Skalitz. Long journey time, let's go. Opposite side of Bohemia. If you want me to regale a tale, not a tale so much. I did want to mention, I did want to talk about my hypothetical D&D setting, at least what I've got so far up here. I haven't really written much down. This is just sort of brainstorming last night, really. A bit today. So I tend to prefer relatively high magic and relatively high fantasy type settings. This is somewhat of an exception, because I am making this relatively low magic as well. But in an odd sort of way. So low magic, I'm having it in the sense that magic is rare, but available. So it would be a human-centric setting, primarily talking about a couple of human kingdoms, with odd races out at the periphery, in different places. And basically it would just be that there are magic users, there are mages, but they are humans. They are basically well-trained, and magic is very difficult to... Ow. Ah, really?
Assistani!
Ow, jeez, guys. Magic is difficult to master. So most people don't have magic, unlike a setting like Forgotten Realms or Eberron or that sort of thing. But there are people who do make magic, basically. It's just a specialized discipline. Oh, jeez, made it. There we go. There we go, got them all. So basically there are magic specialists, but what is particularly rare would be people who basically, use player character spells, use combat spells. because most mages, most magic users, basically use magic for more practical purposes. Like they use magic to make things, to make extremely valuable things and very high value things. They use magic to help crops grow. They use magic to help build buildings. They use magic for all sorts of things like that. Rather than using magic to sling spells at each other and fight on the battlefield. There are like battle mages, so like the player character, like some player characters perhaps, but they are looked upon with suspicion because most people who have the talent and the dedication to learn magic would very obviously rather do something that would be unbelievably lucrative, that could basically make them one of the richest people in the world with minimal effort after a significant degree of study, and instead basically just decided that instead of having a cushy job where they could make loads of money very safely, decided to go and blow people up with fireballs. Basically, the assumption that everybody in the world would make is that if you are a battle mage, basically any of the player characters, full casters, the assumption is that there's probably something wrong with you, and that you're probably that there's either like you dropped out of magic school, or were kicked out of magic school, or you really did decide that that you wanted to just blowing people up with big old fireballs is just way better than being a peaceful, prosperous member of society. So yeah, there's probably something wrong with you, and so people would think that of the player characters as well. But otherwise, magic is accessible if you can pay for it. There's all sorts of magic users who are more, frail, non-combative wizards than they would be like
I won't put up with the likes of you.
that one.
Ow.
One. These guys are really easy to take down. Okay. This is what happens when you decide to, in your foolish banditry, to come in your shirts and pants and attack a fully armed and armored knight. That was very foolish. Anyway, so that's the idea, at least in terms of the magic level of the setting. There are other elements, though. So the sort of geopolitical situation. Like I said, the idea is that it's primarily a human campaign, so it's primarily humans. Because the main what would I say? The main what would I say? The main human society that we're talking about would be two human kingdoms. The Old Kingdom, which is, pretty much like traditionally D&D pagan. And the New Kingdom, which is basically an offshoot that discovered the one true God, and so they broke away from this old kingdom. And this is probably, I don't know, a couple 200-300 years ago, something like that. A few human lifespans, certainly. And since then, they have been doing just fine. Not that yet. They've been doing just fine, but there have been various, both religious and more political, like, geopolitical conflicts over land and stuff, and land and trade and stuff like that. And so that's basically the main parts of the main political players in the world. These two human kingdoms would be the main place that most player characters would be from. In these kingdoms, it's primarily humans, but there are, I would probably say, there's communities of halflings who mostly stick to mostly keep to themselves because they're halflings. And any adventuring party, any player character who is playing a halfling, would basically be a weird outcast from your own society. Basically, you'd be a Bilbo Baggins type. And everybody, your people from your hometown would think you're very, very strange for going out on an adventure, that sort of thing.
Looks like they smashed things up.
Humans
nicely.
would be pretty normal. There would be all sorts of humans, tons of humans.
The answer to my prayer.
Oof, he got me.
This won't take long. Yibba! God damn! You call that? You're dead! Shit!
Bring it on! Stop! Hear me? Stop! I give up.
Yeah!
This will be interesting.
Take care of that guy. Stop hitting my dog, you bastard.
Christ.
How about we don't try and shoot me? So, anyway, two major human kingdoms. So two major human kingdoms. Then you would have various, like, beast folk kingdoms.
You're in the wrong place at the wrong time.
So some of those would be... there'd be a kingdom of basically of the various cat folk, the cat races. So that'd be the Tabaxi and the Leonids. Tabaxi and the Leonids, and oh, good night. See you later. Thanks for stopping by, Dominic. Feel free to come back over and see what you got. See what might be interesting. But so basically it would be the Catfolk and Leonids would be their own, they'd have their own kingdom. This would be, all of these would be like apart from the human kingdoms, and they would basically keep to themselves unless they don't. You know, that sort of thing. They might interact, but distantly. It would be a healthy level of distrust. Hunting arrow, really. There would be birdfolk kingdoms. So the Aarakocra, the Owlin, and what are the Raven people? Darn it! Why can't I remember what the Raven people are called? Kenku. They would have their own kingdom with their own, I guess, hierarchies. Probably, I don't know. Then there would be the sort of reptile folk, the reptilians. So there would be basically a ruling class of dragonborn and an underclass of lizard folk. And I think I like the idea of them having a problem with there being yuan ti. There is an underground, basically a cult of yuan ti, that they basically have been keeping repressed and hide from outsiders. Because yuan ti are horrible and dangerous and deadly to everybody.
This is in surprisingly good condition.
Okay. So those would be the beast kingdoms, the beastmen kingdoms, more or less. Then we'd have, as far as other races, I don't know if other fantasy races would be. I'd have them be playable for player characters. I don't know yet. I don't know. Maybe not. But elves, I want to be very high magic, very high fantasy, Tolkien-esque. Tolkien-esque kind of elves, properly immortal. They're probably more theologically developed than the humans. Oh, he did not make it. He did not make it. That was a nasty hit right in the heart. Anyway. So, as I was saying, it would be, so the elves would be very elven in the, sort of in the Tolkien mold, if you will. And they would be separate. They would be nicely apart from the various humans and other races. They wouldn't really bother with humans and such. They would be on their own. They'd be immortal. Presumably, they would be, like I said, more theologically aware and more theologically developed than most of the humans and humanoid races. So they would have their sort of familiar relationship with the one true God, etc. They also probably, I would think, I don't know if I would have them, because they're immortal. I don't know if I would have them reincarnate, or maybe not. They may just die when they're killed, but only if they're killed, something like that, and go to the afterlife or whatnot. I don't know. I'm not sure about that. I haven't decided. I may have them. They can retake. They can retake corporeal form or whatever. I'll decide eventually. So that's a possibility. As for dwarves, dwarves exist, but they exist pretty much exclusively in their deep underground kingdoms. You will almost never find a dwarf on the surface. You will almost never find a way into deep dwarven kingdoms. There are very few doors into their kingdoms that lead down to their great cities. And most of the ones that there are, most of these doors are secret and locked anyway. So dwarves are very reclusive. Except on a very rare occasion to trade. Oh, who's a good boy? Hey, what?
That's a good boy.
Yeah.
That's my boy. Look what I've got for you. You'll love this.
Here, I got you some bacon. You're gonna love it. I love some bacon. So yeah, that would be dwarves. Let me see, what else? There would be gnomes, much to Erica's distaste. But there would be gnomes. But they would be far more folklorish than just funny-shaped people. The gnomes would be basically little fey creatures. They would be little fellas, funny little guys who just appear sometimes. They exist. They don't really come from anywhere. They don't really go anywhere. They just appear. They exist. They show up sometimes. In the forests or in the mountains or even in your garden. They just kind of show up, and some of them are cutesy little pranksters. They're funny little guys, and some of them are chaotic little son of a bitches. So they're anywhere in between. They're anywhere on the scale of chaotic, either chaotic good all the way down to chaotic evil. But they are unpredictable little fey creatures. So if you are going to, if a player character were going to play one, careful. I don't know if I would want. Well, first of all, most people would not believe that you exist, and the people who do would not trust you. So there's that. That sort of thing. So there's gnomes. Hi there.
Halt. What do you want?
Who are you?
I'm here by order of Sir Radzig and Master Fafar. And who are you?
Who am I? I'm keeping guard here so no rogues get in to steal the silver.
That's very commendable. I'll take you to Master Fafar so he can reward you.
But I can't go anywhere. Who would stand watch if I left my post?
Ah, yes, I see. Combat music. Is he gonna follow me in? No? Okay. Oh man, this is dark and foreboding. So anyway, like I said, beyond those are the only races that I can think of including. I might be able to come up with a reason for including other races, other fantasy races. I don't know. I'm not quite sure. They may just be other flavors of humans, or something like that. I don't know. But that is the general character of the world that I've been thinking about. Of course, there's probably going to be more to it than that. It's going to be more complicated than that. The two kingdoms are constantly kind of skirmishing with each other, so that provides ample opportunity both for storylines and stuff to happen, as well as for character backstories. You know, I was a soldier for so and so before I decided to become an adventurer, or I became disillusioned with their pagan ways or something, or I was a mercenary who fought in these battles until I lost my whole company, or you know, pick your favorite player character backstory. They're all over the place. My town was wiped out in a fierce battle between the old kingdom and the new kingdom, or whatever they are, whatever I call them, something like that. So I was left an orphan with nothing more than adventure. And so, you know, the setting would strongly encourage, not literally and exclusively, but things like human fighters. Because if you are a full spellcaster, possibly with the exception of bards, But if you are a full spellcaster, otherwise, everyone is going to look on you suspiciously. Nobody's going to trust you from the outset. Everybody's going to think there's something freakishly wrong with you. That you're unhinged, basically. Here we go.
I say, don't push me.
Crazy fool. You're out to kill us all.
Don't push me.
Your obsession has warped your mind.
Don't push me. No!
Ooh!
Hey, do you hear me? Can you hear me? Are you alive?
Really?
Come on, say something.
Really?
Hey, you there! What have you done?
Me? It wasn't me. It must have been one of your lot pushed him down the shaft.
If you hadn't come sniffing around, none of this would have happened.
What's my being here got to do with it? What the fuck's been going on? Whatever it is, now you've got a murder to answer for.
Only if someone finds out.
Listen, neighbours, don't be stupid. You don't want to add another murder to the count. It could have been an accident.
You know that was no accident. Or maybe you came to blows, pushed him down, and then we had to stop you.
That's ridiculous. If you all clear off out of here, I promise nobody will be asking what happened. Why add to your troubles?
Hey! Where are you going? You're not going to abandon us, are you? Not after all the good times we've had together? Don't you remember how we took care of everyone? Hey!
What in the hell is going on? Hey! No. Let's not do that. How do I get out of here and away from you shooting at me? Absolute psychopath. You know what? I could just shoot him, but there's no light. There he is. Hey, dummy.
Christ!
You made a very bad decision there. Jumping down after me. I mean, I'll take it. Okay. Anyway, it was a very bad decision there. Let's get out of here. Anyway, so that is my idea as of right now.
Damn it, I wish I was able to swim.
Wonder if he's going to learn to swim in the sequel. That'd be interesting. Anyway, that's my, like I said, that's my idea so far. It may yet develop further. If I come up with reasons to add additional races or anything like that, maybe. Who knows? I have no idea how to get out of here. This is nightmarish and horrific. Horrible, so to speak. Go this way. Oh, okay, well, never mind. That's a dead end. Crap. Fine. We'll go up that ladder and see about that. Anyway, so that's my idea. That's my general idea for the setting. Should be pretty cool. Should be pretty cool. Should be pretty fun. Like I said, it would mostly encourage, like, human fighters and the equivalent. You could, I suppose, reasonably play one of the beast races. But you'd be an outsider. And you'd be treated like, well, your character would be treated like an outsider by basically everybody around you. You could reasonably play a halfling, but your own people would think you're a weirdo. Like, you'd be a Bilbo type figure. You could reasonably play a spellcaster, but like I said before, nobody would trust you. Everyone would think that you're...
What are you doing here? Tired of life, are you?
Bonk. Guys, I wish you would just not do this. Like, can we not fight? Can you just leave? That'd be awesome. You just leave. No, this is bad. Dead end. Okay, no.
Who's there? What? The answer to my prayer. Oh.
Okay, well, he ran this way, so better go check this way. It's probably the way out, then. At least I hope.
Who's there?
Really? Okay, fine. I'm just gonna leave you here. Nope. Crap. Not what I wanted to do. Just stay right there, okay? Granddad's old sword. I'll take another one of those. I'm moving right along. Anyway. Hey, get back here. What do you think you're doing? Stop it. I didn't need to do that. Oh well. Not need to chase him down. Let's keep going. Let's try and find our way out of here. Another dead end. Oh my god, this is horrible. Alright, so eventually we will find our way out of these ridiculous mines. Oh, there we go. Thank God. Escaped. These are horrible. Switch back to our nice long sword, shall we? Anyway, that's my that is my D&D setting. That is the basic outlines of my D&D setting. Like I said, I am probably I'm probably gonna work on this a while more because, like I said, I don't actually have a ton of I don't have an opportunity to play this. Let's say. Most of what I'm going to be doing for the next while is still going to be finishing up and continuing the campaigns that I'm currently running, which will be a while. I don't have a real plan to end either of them particularly soon. So I am pretty much just going to be continuing in Forgotten Realms for a while, just because that's what I'm already doing, and in Star Wars for the other one. What's this? DLC quest over there. I don't know what that is. Field questing. Let's go. But I'm going to be continuing with what I'm doing now, and that'll give me a chance to just gradually build up this world, if necessary. And, maybe I'll use it someday. It'll be cool. I think it's potentially neat.
You're dead.
Excuse me? No.
Dead.
Who else is hitting me? These are a lot of guys.
Herr God. God damn. Is you'll get one fall. Come here. Here. Shit. Yeah. Had enough? Bring it on. Oh dear, did that hurt?
That's bad. Okay.
Call that.
Jesus.
You've got to be kidding. All right, boy. Dear God. We can... Yeah. I'll slaughter you. Damn! Had enough of life. Yeah.
Jesus. Who are these bastards? Ah, crap, I'm bleeding too.
Curse it!
What?
Gone weak at the knees, have you?
There's more of them. Why are there more of them?
You can't hide from me.
Oh my god, what happened? Oh god. Wow, okay. Pretty sure it autosaved when we left the... Oh no. It autosaved here. So we have to find our way back out of those, out of the tunnels. We have to do all this over again. Okay, well... Alright, here we go. Let's rush it.
Looks like they smashed things up nicely.
Hey, who's there? What?
I'll wipe my ass with you.
Okay. He's down too. There's all of them. Alright. Starting off with a bow is actually a pretty good strategy, I suppose. Oh, there's another guy coming. See if I can shoot him before he gets to me. Did I not just shoot him in the nads? Totally thought I did. There we go. Okay. Nothing so great. Excuse me. I think that's most of them. That's my nourishment. Not quite low enough for me to eat from their food, but soon. Yeah. Those away, put those away. Honestly, I can put both of those on the horse. I'm not going to need them right now. Still got that bacon. That's fine. That away. That away. That away. Alright, let's see. What other kits do I need? Tailor's kit. I'm going to need it. And blacksmith just did it. Just go with the armorer's kit. Tailor. Oh, okay. Gonna need more. I need more. Fair enough. Where's the big tailor's kits? Might need more small ones, but I'm gonna hold off for now. Okay, let's go for the full-size armorer's kits. Let's use those first. I don't need 13 of them. I might need 2. Let's go with 2. Oops. My bad. It was dumb. Not that. I'll do that eventually, but that is... Tailor's kit, tailor's kit, tailor's kit, tailor's kit. Okay. Anyway, as I was saying...
This is in surprisingly good condition.
See who else I need to take out over here.
What's well now?
There we go. Alright, so let's try this again, shall we? You need to put away... Yeah. It's odd that I'm strafing in a particular direction rather than turning when I run. That's going to annoy me. Maybe I should go to the waterworks first. Actually, I think I will go to the waterworks first, rather than diving into the stupid mine and then getting set upon by God knows who that was. So yeah, I'm gonna go to the waterworks first. What's the way to do that? Give me along down this way. And at some point, I'll need to save. I'll actually use the savior schnapps. Crazy, right? Never use those things, but... Other side of this little pond bit. Here's the entrance to the mine, but we'll come back to that. We check out the waterworks.
This doesn't look too bad. I guess those bastards didn't want to get soaked.
Okay, good, good, good. What do I need to check for here? What am I looking for? Huh? I don't get it. I don't understand. Well, you know what? Actually, give me a couple of minutes. Momentarily. Pause, so I don't get dead. Back in a moment. I'm back. Hello. Hi, everyone. Okay, anyway, sorry about that. Let's see if we can figure this out, shall we? Quest log. Condition of the mine shaft and mining works. Wait, examine the condition of the waterworks. Yeah. Thought that's what I was doing. I have torches. Here's the waterworks.
Oh, seems they had a good go at wrecking this, but it's still standing.
Okay, so they tried to wreck it, but it's still not quite intact, but standing. Okay, fair enough. Okay, let's go to the mine shaft now. Wait. Saving. And I'm ever so slightly drunk. That's fine. That is totally fine. Not a problem. Yeah, hello there.
Halt. What do you want?
I'm here by order of Sir Radzig and Master Fafar. And who are you?
Who am I? I'm keeping guard here so no rogues get in to steal the silver.
That's very commendable. I'll take you to Master Fafar so he can reward you.
But I can't go anywhere. Who would stand watch if I left my post?
This is very odd. I honestly thought that this would go differently. Like I'd be able to... Like I would be fighting him or something.
Why are you creeping around?
Got a bill hook too. Odd. All right, well, let's go. Run, 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 run. Run down the mine shaft. Alright, let's just do this again. Let's rush through this as best we can. Okay. Charcoal. Keep going in to try and find this load. It's gosh, it's very disturbing. Tiny bit intriguing that there's precisely one way into this mess, and then the way out is just endlessly complicated. Right, he's very dead.
Hey! Do you hear me? Can you hear me? Are you...
Okay, let's skip this part. I get it.
Hey! Hey, you there!
Me? It wasn't me. It must have been...
If you hadn't come...
What's my being here got to do with it?
Only if some...
Listen, neighbours, don't be stupid.
You know...
That's what...
Hey. Can you not? Okay, he is actually shooting me, so I'm gonna go down the shaft a bit. Ooh. I'll take the old heirloom swords. Got a soft spot for those. Also, I'm switching to my sword just because a nice little stab is going to take out any of these guys. Even absolutely any of them in one nice little stab. So I'll do that. Alright, let's go up. Alright, I've got 25 minutes to catch up to where I was, roughly speaking, so this will be great. Anyway, I should be a little bit more liberal with my use of savior shops. Like, I can pretty regularly craft the things at this point. So, and I have a bunch of them. I might as well just use some, you know? I'm assuming, I think this is that dead end that we discovered, right? I think we found this as a dead end, but I'm not sure. Let's check it out. Oh, maybe not. Oh. No, maybe not. Run, I'll follow you out. Yes, perfect. I would like to follow you out of here. Unless you're running away into a dead end, which might be fine. Oh. What? Why did you turn around? Oh, no, wait. I remember this. I have to turn. Think. And then go straight. Yeah, there we go. This is right, I think. Yeah, I basically just, you know, walked on past most of them at this time. Ah. Well, alright then. Now, we can travel back to Rattay again. This time, I am once again going to save your schnapps. Gonna drinky. Gonna calm a horsey. I'm gonna make sure that my gear is all perfect as it should. No, it's not. I've got some damage on some of my stuff. Not my weapons. So I need Taylor. Oh, Houndmaster. Ooh, maxed out Houndmaster. Alright, so Sniffer. Faithful Companion. Runs off and returns. Yeah, let's do that, because he runs off and returns often because he gets beaten up in combat. Alright, so I need Taylor's kit. And I'm gonna need Armor's kits. There we go. And we're in nice shape. So, now that we have saved and we've repaired, now let's fast travel to Rattay. And now if I run into any trouble, I hopefully will be okay. Fingers crossed. Oh, it's an ambush this time. That's different.
Blood will be spilled.
Gone weak at the knees. Way off. Is that all you've got?
Okay, I think that's all. Once again, wow, that was less threatening than the last time by a lot. Also, a bunch of these guys deciding to, again, assault a fully armed and armored knight with their straw hats, shirts, and farming implements. Come on, guys. You must be unbelievably desperate. Once again, let's Let's re-repair. And let's continue our journey to Rate. Okay. Back to Rate. Sorry. Anyway, so last little while. Next week in class, I'm going to be talking about logic, critical thinking, that sort of thing. So I'm probably going to be talking about things like arguments. What makes an argument in general? What makes a good argument, bad argument? I'm absolutely going to be talking about propositions and therefore the fundamental laws of logic. And one of my major pet peeves, one of my major things that I'm always discussing and always talking about, which is always just absolutely essential because very often it gets overlooked, is the fact opinion false distinction. This is another one of those false dichotomies that is really commonly taught and commonly thought of in philosophy, in just sort of common thinking, really. And this is the hard or sharp distinction between fact and opinion. Whereas these are not in any way opposites or anything like that. They are instead complements. There is a massive overlap, there's almost more overlap than there isn't between facts and opinions. And so basically, I'm going to spend a good portion of Tuesday, at the very least, trying desperately to explain to students that opinions are propositional. In other words, that they can be, and in fact usually are, they necessarily are either true or false.
Don't you want a little wager on the Rate?
They're not just neither true nor false or anything like that. They are necessarily true or false. And so they're the kind of thing which are either, like I said, either true or false. They are what? Because by contrast, we tend to think of propositions as if they were. We have a pair of those. As if they were the kind of things that are just. We think of them as quote just my opinion, things like that, which is a very silly way of putting these things forward, because obviously that's nonsensical.
I've got something for you.
Oh, hi.
I hope you won't need them, but just in case.
Thank you. Is it more lockpicks? More lockpicks, isn't it? Oh, bandages. Oh, yes, probably.
Wouldn't you like to take a stroll
late.
somewhere?
It's a bit late now. We'd be coming home in the dark. Another time, all right?
I mean, it's already kind of dark. Okay. Maybe in the morning. Oh, wait, there's a tourney tomorrow morning. There's a tourney. I have 15 minutes. I can do it. Let's do it. Let's do the tourney in the morning. Absolutely. Can I? Yes, I can. Have some soup. Love soup. All right. Sleep till morning. Nice 8 hours. Then we'll go to the tourney. Go do that. And, Will do. That'll probably wrap us up for the night. I'll wager. Anyway. Anyway, that is one of those things that I always have to emphasize with all of my students, because it's one of those crucial mistakes that we're all taught. We're all taught that facts and opinions are basically opposites. We all learned this in basically all growing up, in everywhere, every moment of elementary school, middle school, high school, basically all of our time growing up. We basically learned there's this contrast between fact and opinion. They're opposite things, yada yada yada. And of course, that's nonsensical. That's obviously wrong. So, it is the kind of thing that, well, it's obviously wrong upon reflection. The trouble is that we usually don't reflect upon it. That's the issue. And it's my job, of course, as a philosopher and as a philosophy professor teaching these sorts of things, to make sure that students do, in fact, reflect upon these things. That we think about them very nice and clearly, instead of just sort of going with what we happen to think. Sir Hanish?
How are you, Henry?
Where are you going? Where are you going? Where are you going?
Good gracious, it's Henry, champion of the Rat-Eye tourney.
About to go be a champion again.
I went to parley with Wolflin.
So how did that go?
I convinced him to take his gang and leave.
Really? I knew you were no fool, but that's something else. You're a born diplomat, Henry.
I don't know about that.
Don't be so modest. We have to drink to this.
See you later.
Later. And then also, apparently, you have a DLC quest to do. And we'll do that next time, I guess. We will do that next time. Man, there's a lot more of these DLC quests than I thought there were to catch up on. But we'll go ahead and do those next week. We'll do some more of them. Maybe we'll do a woman's lot, even. Do the Teresa thing. I don't know. I don't know if we'll get to that next week. We might. We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see if we get to that next week. Either way, let's go and sign up for the tourney. Why's everyone running about? Is it because it's raining? What are these? There's quest tipsters around. Let's wait an hour, I suppose. You have to wait till at least 8. Sign up for the tourney. Anyway, we only have 10 minutes, but I started late, so I can end a little bit late and finish up the tourney. However long that takes. It shouldn't be too long, honestly.
Our tournament!
Our tournament!
Greetings.
I'd like to enroll.
All right.
Of course.
I'll write your name, and I need to know.
Let's do longsword again.
Longsword.
Good. Goodbye.
Let's do longsword again. It's how we win. Like I said, I do. I've said before, I do need to get experience in other weapons, but
apprentice to the Rat-Eye Scribe, who will measure his skills against Henry of Skellets from the company of Sir Radzig Kubla.
But again, I want to win, so let's do longswords.
The combatants have entered the arena and the first duel may commence. We will witness a duel with longswords.
There we
The
go.
victor of the first duel is Henry of Skallets.
All right, moving on. Switch weapons.
Change weapons for the second bout. Our
it's
combatants
change
will
weapons,
demonstrate their
whatever.
skills with short sword and shield.
The peachy!
Wow, that was fast.
Oof. He is Henry of Skallets. Having proved his combat skills in this round and emerged victorious, he shall proceed to the next round
That was
of the
really
Ratai
fast.
Tourney.
That was really good and fast. Oh yeah, there's Sahanish up there. Didn't even see him. Never realized he was up there on the balcony.
Meeting face to face in this round will be Obram, known as Sparrowhawk, archery master of Kalin,
I've beaten him
who
before.
will measure his skills against Henry of Skallets from the company of Saratsig Kabla. Let us wish the combatants luck. The combatants have entered the arena and the first duel may commence. We will witness a duel with longswords.
Let's do this. Oh, really?
Lost your now.
Ooh, he got me. That was good. Good one.
God damn! Missed! Ow. Ow. Fuck! Giving up already? Yeah.
There we go. All right. That was a little more challenging. There we go. All right. Which weapon for the next bout? Axes, huh?
And now's the time to choose weapons for the next duel. Prepare to watch a fierce fight with axes and shields.
Okay.
Jesus Christ! God.
There we go. All right. You just gotta go flurrying, I suppose. I don't actually have any like master stroke combinations for axes, so I'm just
They shall proceed to the next round
swing
of the
swinging.
Ratai Tourney.
All right, that worked pretty well. All right, last round. Let's see. Let's see how we go. Who's this?
Entering the arena now will be Laszlo, Hungarian warrior and Turk slayer at Nicopolis.
Oh,
Who will
interesting.
measure his skills against Henry of Skalitz.
This guy's
from
new.
the company of Sarate Kabbalah.
I don't think I have
Welcome, our
seen this guy
warriors.
yet. I don't think I've even seen this guy around yet. Interesting. All right, let's do
The
it. Let's
combatants
go.
have entered the arena and the first duel may commence.
All right, let's see if we can win
We
this
will
one.
witness a duel with longswords.
Let's go. You got me too.
Most back up on. Athorba!
No talk, no talk.
I got it. Okay.
Marisch.
Ow.
Yeah. Pino.
That was nasty. Okay.
Oh, Gangball. Yeah. Na ezért kinyírlak! Az Istenit!
There we go. All right.
The victor of the first duel is Henry
Going a little late,
Skallaggs.
but we win this next bout, we won't go that late. We'll be still under 3 hours total. So we lose this next bout,
Now's
then
the
it
time
might. Oh, it's
to
hammers.
choose
Okay.
weapons for the next duel. The
Let's see.
combatants will engage in a duel with warhammers and shields.
Oh, hold on. Okay. Okay, so let's do it. Ooh, I got him back. Little bastard. Big bastard. He's a big guy.
Hát ez érdekes lesz. Itt vagyok.
Ouchies.
Kurva élet! Feladom?
Ah. There we go. That was
We
nice
have
and
a
quick.
victor in the second
Nice and
duel.
quick.
He is Henry of Skalitz.
There we go. All right, that's all that we got time for. So we'll finish this up,
Lords and
receive
ladies,
our reward,
Good men and good wives. You have just
From
witnessed the
Sahanish.
final duel in today's
and
Ratai
wrap it up
tourney,
for tonight.
for which we
shall we?
all owe gratitude to Sahanish of Laipa. All glory to the victor, Henry of Skalitz, man-at-arms in the company of Sir Radzik Kobila. His
Thanks for
prize
the
will
honor.
be given to him by our gracious Sahanish.
I actually wonder what he's going to give me. I think I already have the full Lords of Lipo getup. Not sure, but I'm interested to see. Let's see what he's going to give us. Sir? Oh, gotta wait till he walks downstairs, of course. Only polite. Let's see.
You put on a
Oh, a
hell
shield.
of a show, Henry. Here's
And
your hard-earned
400 groschen.
Thank you, Sir Hannes.
Wowzers, alright.
Good luck, then.
Alright, let's see. That. Put that away. I have this shield. Eater shield. This is the Lords of Lipa one. I'm actually going to keep that one. I'll sell this one off at some point. Probably between streams, honestly. I'm going to, I don't know, we'll see. Maybe I'll do this off stream. Maybe I'll do something off stream. We'll see. Anyway. Laszlo the Hungarian. Alright, so thank you all so much for joining me. It's a little late, but that's okay. We started a little late too. So, anyway, thank you so much for joining me. I had a wonderful time, as I usually do with this game. We had talked about a lot of fun stuff. Like I said, I'm going to have some stuff in the description, particularly that little bit on that Hapa essay. Even when I can find it, I'll throw that in the Discord as well. So, anyway, hopefully, I will see you once again on Monday, same time, same place, as we continue playing and discussing Mass Effect Andromeda. Once again, a game that got a well-earned terrible reputation, but really doesn't deserve that terrible reputation in its current state. So I hope that we can give it a good chance, and we can actually enjoy the story, enjoy the gameplay together. So that is for Monday. We're right back here, more or less where we leave off for Kingdom Come Deliverance on next Thursday. And keep an eye out. I may have some things that I need to record and post for class coming up as well. So, thank you all one more time for joining me. I've had, once again, as I said, a wonderful time. And I hope to have a wonderful time with you all next time. So, I will see you then. If you, once again, if you like what I do, want to see me keep doing it, and want to help contribute, feel free to go right down there to ko-fi.com/Professor McCoy. I appreciate anything at all that you can give me. Thank you so much in the past and in advance. And I will see you next time. And remember, don't be safe, be well, and more importantly, be good. Good night, everybody.